Earlier this week, we talked about the plight of persecuted Christians in the Middle East with Dr. Michael Youssef from Leading the Way Ministries. He talked about how he wants to see the church in the West wake up to how their brothers and sisters in the Middle East are suffering. You're doing something called Help the Persecuted. What is that?
It was my son Joshua, who leads the media ministry, who came up and said, you know, you're preaching the gospel, people are being converted, and when they get converted, they get thrown out of their homes or out of their jobs. And so as a result of your preaching, these people are suffering. This is about 3 or 4 years ago. And you know, our budget is skewed toward media, toward broadcasting. So our board made a decision that we will take part of that budget to help give people opportunity to support a third leg of our ministry, which we call Help the Persecuted. And because the need is huge, I mean, you know, trillions of dollars, well, I don't know, billions of dollars. And so we couldn't do everything, so we decided to focus our attention on those who are suffering for the sake of Christ as a result of their conversion to Christ. They're the ones who get thrown out. So we're trying to help our brothers and sisters with whom we're going to be spending eternity in heaven.
That's right, yeah. We had the opportunity last summer to be in northern Iraq and interview some of these Christians that were thrown out of their homes that had lived in for years or generations. And so that gave us a heart for the persecuted. What do you think the church in the U.S., particularly in the West, need to know about their persecuted brothers and sisters?
I think that they need to be informed. And then even some of those who are informed, and I get it on my social media, Twitter and Facebook, and people say, well, Michael, just give up. This is the end time, and this is going to happen anyway. But how in the world can you close your heart of compassion toward the people with whom you're going to spend eternity when they are suffering so severely in a way that we could never imagine? Somebody in America or in the West can't even imagine what that means when you see a child put on a cross. It is too horrific. Even the Muslim president of Egypt, when the 21 Christian Egyptians were beheaded in the Mediterranean, he said, I didn't have the heart to go to the cathedral and to express my condolences until I've revenged the blood of those Christians. And yet, in the West, we do very little because we, A, not informed, B, if we are informed, we said, oh, isn't that too bad? There's something that has to happen, and I'm praying that the Spirit of God will awaken the church in America, just wake them up from the lethargy and from the self-satisfaction and from, you know, bless me club and, you know, the prosperity, it's for me and me and me and my family, that we will open our eyes and look at the need of the world. And I never preach something that I don't practice personally, as well as our church. From the very beginning, we said, 28 years ago when we started the church, we said every 20 cents of every dollar that comes into the church is going to go out to mission work. And we have done a lot more, of course, since then. But I think that's what the church in America needs to do. They need to be awakened to the incredible needs. And if they believe it's the end times, what are you keeping it for? For the Antichrist to use it? Start giving it to the work of the kingdom, all the work of God. It's ministries like CBN and TBN, all the ministries that have been doing some great work. And I'm not saying we're the only ones, but there are great ministries. Franklin Graham is doing a great job. And so I am pleading with believers to do their homework, to find out where the need is, and get plugged in.